planet. We need that divine feminine energy on this planet, as we know, okay, to kind of counteract the imbalances we have in the masculine. We have imbalances everywhere. Feminine, it's everywhere. Can't really target any place. It's everywhere. So let's call in that Ma, which is that divine goddess. And that Ma is also about healing. So we all need immense healing of emotions, thoughts, physical healing, psychological healing. The psyche needs to be healed. Physiology, the mind-body connection needs to be healed. So we're going to bring in that Ma energy so that we can create some healing. So Ma is about heal. So you can chant Ma if you're pregnant. Beautiful if you're pregnant. You can even chant if you want to call in a spirit baby. If you want to conceive a child. Okay, you can even call Ma for intentional abortion. Okay, so let's say you're not ready to have a kid, or you're not in the right situation. Okay, and that's fine. This can also Ma to send a prayer of intentional abortion if that is for you and your good path. Okay, no judgment. So Ma, it can be as well for the babies. Okay, calling in the babies if you've had any sort of, it could even be miscarriage, or it could even be a child who has left the planet. Ma is a good way for connecting with that child spirit, and also for comforting you as a woman. Okay, so to know that that frequency of the Ma is the frequency of the mother and the child. So through that Ma, it can help you to heal, especially if you're dealing with a miscarriage or a child has died. Okay, that can very much heal your heart to know that you can make contact with your baby. Okay, they left the earthbound, but doesn't mean that you still can't make contact with them. Okay, this is a frequency that can, like a portal, like a door. Okay, that can lead you to that spirit realm where you can make contact with your spirit babies, deceased spirit or babies, or you can bring in spirit babies. It's a way to make contact. So if you want to get to know the baby that you're gonna have, okay, if you've already fertilized with new life, this is a beautiful mantra to help you get to know. So if you're pregnant, I would do this for even like 11 minutes, and then just journal out everything you feel in your sensitive body, your subtle body. Your spirit baby will come through, but it'll come through the subtle body, the radiant body, the sensitive body, and it will tell you itself. It will tell you exactly what it wants, what it needs. It'll even tell you its name. They'll even tell you what kind of path is for them in this life, and what you can give them to help them in their path. They'll tell you. You just have to tap in to that frequency. So like autism, they're on a frequency, a neurological pattern that most people are not on. Does it mean they're wacko, crazy, stupid? No, it just means they're on a different neurological pattern. Okay, neurological pattern that most people are not on. Okay, but through the mantras such as Ma, you can actually use these sort of frequencies to repattern your neurology to connect with these languages, such as autism is a language. It's a neurological pattern that has its own language to it, like its own body language, that very few people can actually tap into and understand. Okay, this is what this child is saying to me. I understand the language because I'm tapped into that frequency of that neurological pattern of that autistic child. Same thing when it goes to a spirit realm. It's a neurological pattern you can reshape through the mantra, and the frequency moves things in your neurology to be more psychic to these other languages, such as the spirit baby, such as the autistic children, departed loved ones, even people with ETs, that kind of thing. Okay, so what we're gonna do is just chant go at your own sort of rhythm, okay? Don't have necessarily follow me, but just go on your own free flow. Ma, ma. exhale. So there you go. That was a complete, intense yogic set for the eclipse on July 2nd. So I'm going to call this one Kundalini for healing ancestral curses, because we did a lot of declogging, like plunging, okay, all of the clogged, just karmic poverty consciousness, sexual addiction, substance addiction, alcoholism, anything that is carrying through you, that is very much following the ancestral sort of line or karma, and it's not necessarily liberating for you. This is a good set to help you get into the sensation of liberation. Okay, so that can help you to become more original, okay, and less, the same repeat. So let you become the one person. It only takes one person out of dozens of generations of your family tree who has the will, who can liberate all of the generations. It only takes one person. It doesn't take, 7 generations. It takes one person who has the will to really burn through, like literally set a forest, like a forest fire, okay? Set it ablaze. The disease. So if you have, disease in your DNA sequence, your parents, that kind of thing, you can burn through that, okay? And the ether blue, okay, is that blue, that like a forest fire to your genetics. It can burn through disease, and it can burn through any dissonance that's relaying through you, because we're in the Aquarian age now. So the Aquarian age is about innovation. It's about engineering, okay, about creativity, basically. And the dissonance and the arrhythmia, the dysfunction or disease that we have, okay, coming out of like the Piscean age, it needs to be cleared, or we're gonna constantly feel that we can't quite make it. You know what I'm saying? We can't quite make it. Okay, we can't quite make it to innovation. We can't quite make it to engineer. We can't quite make it to creativity. So this is gonna help you to give you the will, the energy, so you can make it. It's like a leap. You can make it. Okay, it's kind of like sailing across the sea when you're on a boat for 6 months and you're just like, I don't see any land. I just see water. I have no food. There's no water. I think we should turn back, or we're just gonna die here. And what happens is the leap, the will, is the one that says, okay, we're gonna go forward, okay, and we're gonna go all the way through, and that leads somewhere or that leads nowhere. But that past test shows us our level of will, okay, our level of ability. So if we don't make it, it shows that humanity in some way at the right time will make it. And that may be coming from Europe, okay, from Europe to Jamestown in Virginia. Okay, we talk about like one of the first settlements in the called the American soil. Okay, and they made it. Okay, so a lot of us, we have that I can't quite make it, because we don't have the will. Okay, we're about 6 months on that ship, and call it that ship of dreams, or that ship of new frontier, or a new homeland, or a new life, okay, new reality. We're on that ship for 6 months. We don't see anything but water. We don't have enough food. We don't have enough clean water, and we're like thinking, should we turn back and just go to the old land, or should we push ahead, knowing that our compass, our intuition is telling us that there is a quantum leap in this reality that we haven't yet gotten to, but we are going to get into. Okay, so usually that test comes through that 6 month, or it could even be 2-year period, or 5-year period, as you know, where you really get to see your will, you get to see your determination, you get to see also your past lives, and how committed, and also how trusting you are of your gut. So we only learn to trust our gut when we're navigating new realities. We never learn to trust our gut when we're just doing what our daddy did and what our mommy did and what everybody else is doing. We don't trust our gut that way. Because it's been done, it's there, it's that. We trust our gut when we set out an intention, we follow that intention, we take action based on that intention, and we're like in the middle of the sea, and our intuition then begins to develop when we actually, okay, there's a new reality, I sense it, it's not here quite yet, but my instinct is calling me into that next frontier. Because I know that life changes. It's a fundamental law that life changes, and that what was is never going to keep repeating. There's always a new era. There's always a new age just right there. It just takes that person, usually it could be one or a group of people, who make that leap before everybody else. Before everybody else. Usually, you know, we think of Christopher Columbus or these kinds of people, or Einstein and Nikola Tesla, these groups of people who make it first to that next frontier, and they begin to settle there, they begin to adapt there and live there and have their, you know, their ingenuity. We call them genius because they're in a frontier that is not heard of, such as Nikola Tesla. It's not heard of, that frontier, but what happens is that they become the bridge. So just like when Christopher Columbus went there, he sent back, you know, men, or, you know, went back to Spain and told the Spaniards, hey, we have land here, you should come over. This is clean, it's fresh, it's original, it's the new age. And what happens is you start seeing this huge wave of people coming to the Americas because now they know. They know. Because of that person or people who decided to use their will, make that leap, go through the deep pain of not knowing and like what's going on, and it's just, I don't know what I'm doing, and this is kind of like a mess, okay, kind of thing, and no water, no food, just kind of just trying to just push ahead. They got there, that reality, because they trusted their instinct enough. What happens, they begin to settle there, they begin to get kind of adjusted to this new reality that's kind of foreign to them, but it's basically the future. And then people, as we know, the time moves and people move with the time, okay? Time moves, people move with the time. People move, okay? It's not people move and then, you know, the time moves. It's usually the time moves, and then people are just kind of dragged with it like the revolving planet, okay? So, may this bless your life, and Satnam.